Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains episode review. This time we will be going over today's episode 96 of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains. Now before I get into the review, I do want to say that I have not yet watched the ending. In fact, I've stayed off Twitter all day today because I know that people probably have posted screenshots of the ending, so I might not even really be in the comment section too much until I do react to the ending later today with my friends Nick and Pete. We're going to do a group reaction, and we are going to give our immediate thoughts on the ending. Even though we've heard the song, we're going to analyze obviously what part they picked and if we kind of liked, if it kind of fits with the whole mood of VRains. We're going to analyze the scene, see if there's maybe any foreshadowing, all that fun stuff. So if you are interested in our reaction to the ending, that will definitely be up tomorrow on Thursday. So I just wanted to let you guys know I will not be discussing Ending 5 in this video at all, but let's get right into it. Episode 96, the beginning of Revolver versus Lightning. And when this duel was announced, I think most people watching the show became very, very excited for this duel in particular, because if you had to pick two characters that are almost must-watch when they are speaking and are on screen, these are the two characters you pick, Revolver and Lightning. Maybe you can argue Spectre, maybe you can argue Windy as well, but Revolver and Lightning are always going to be at the very top of that list. Two very smart and very complex characters, and this episode shined a light on a lot of stuff. This was a very big plot episode, and I think it was actually a really interesting episode for Revolver's character as well, because Revolver almost admits through the lie that Spectre, or through the hidden truth that Spectre was initially able to point out in Lightning, Revolver almost admits that if it wasn't for Lightning, the Ignis would be able to coexist with the humans. Now, I think that's very interesting from his perspective, because remember, Revolver has always been attempting to annihilate all of the Ignis. In fact, even after Spectre lost to Lightning, and that hidden truth was quote-unquote revealed, Revolver even had a line while he was waiting in the flower fields where he said, "I don't care who loses, I just know that the Ignis all need to be destroyed." So, whether Lightning's point of view is going to change, which I think this is maybe starting to insinuate that it will change if Lightning is defeated, will be very interesting. And what I mean by that is, will Revolver be okay with the other Ignis, with the other intelligent AI, the AI with free will, living on their own with the humans? Or will he view it as a situation where it's already tainted? These simulations are incorrect, even if Lightning is defeated, because Lightning was created and Lightning was able to influence characters like Windy, and thus Flame and I, and because of that, there will be no coexisting. So Revolver continues to be one of the more, just such an intriguing character, and again, every time he speaks, you're always tuned in, and him exposing Lightning's crimes in this episode in front of Playmaker, in front of Bowman, I thought was amazing. It's almost like he had this sixth sense that Bowman and Playmaker were both going to show up, and he waited for both of them to come to the area, to come to the duel arena, before he exposed Lightning's truth. And of course, the truth inside of Lightning is that Lightning is actually inferior to the other Ignis, which I was very surprised about, because since Lightning's debut, since we've first known about the Light Ignis, we have viewed him as someone who believes he is God, basically. Someone who believes he is above all of the Ignis, and all of the Ignis kind of believe that as well. He was the leader of the Cyberse world. I was even stunned to hear this, because I was like, Lightning is an amazing leader, so I figured, he had these very intelligent, amazing reasons for creating Bowman. He did it out of spite. He didn't do it because he is envisioning this amazing future with all the Ignis and this amazing world and perspective. He literally did it because he has a superiority complex that comes from his inferiority, which I thought was so interesting and very surprising. I really did not expect that to be the case, where Lightning was the only one who was unable to coexist with the humans, and because of that, in every single simulation, if it was Windy's simulation, things were okay. Aqua, Earth, Flame, and I, everything was okay. Coexisting was an option. Coexisting would have been probably a reality if it was just those five Ignis. But the second you add in Lightning with his personality, there was no simulation where, one, he would be able to get along with the humans, and two, he would be able to just kind of be in the back seat and watch all of the other Ignis, all of his other brethren, be happy with their humans, or be happy coexisting with the human world. And so he was always going to cut off the connections between the Ignis and the humans. And Lightning is that barrier. And Lightning, as Revolver put it in this episode, is the definition of pure evil. And Revolver says, "I'm going to exterminate you." Will he? I have a lot of questions on how this duel is going to play out. Even after this episode, I really have no idea. We're going to get the big batch of summaries in a couple days, so if you pay attention to summaries, we should know how this duel and arc is going to pan out. But the way I see it, there's really two options. Revolver defeats Lightning, Lightning gets absorbed by Bowman, and we have our first 2-on-1 duel in VRains. Revolver and Playmaker take on Bowman. Or Lightning defeats Revolver, and then Playmaker somehow defeats Lightning and Bowman. Maybe Lightning becomes one with Bowman at that point in time after he defeats Revolver. That's a possibility. I'd rather them go the first route with Revolver winning. One, because I hate Lightning. I think he's an amazing character, but you're supposed to hate him. I hate him for the right reasons. I don't hate him because he's a bad character. So I want Revolver to kick his ass. And two, I think it would be a little boring if Playmaker defeated Lightning and Bowman, and that's how this arc concluded. I think that would be a little, predictable. So I think it would be more intriguing if Revolver gets a huge win here against Lightning, and Lightning still is able to be absorbed by Bowman. Bowman steps in, and we have a 2-on-1 duel, a 2-on-1 battle, maybe 4 or 5 episodes. Maybe that's a little too long, and it would be an amazing, amazing duel. So I hope that's the route that they go. We will have to just wait and see, but let me know what you think is going to happen in this duel, who you think is going to win. I also like how in the beginning of this episode, Faust and Gnome have just hijacked, they've just hijacked Kusanagi's hot dog truck. They're just chilling in it. Faust seems very confident that Revolver will win the duel. The Frog and Pigeon are rooting for Revolver. One of the best exchanges. The dueling action was good. We actually did see a new Link 3 monster, which I'm glad had a bit of a chant. Even Revolver's Borolo Dragon had a chant, which is cool. Not really a chant, but even just a line. And I wish with all extra deck monsters, maybe higher than like Link 3 in terms of Link monsters, Link extra deck monsters, they did still have summoning chants. That's something that I think Arc 5 did really, really well. Even Zale did it really well, and I wish even 5Ds did it really well as well. I wish it kind of continued with VRains, but we haven't really seen the summoning chants except for like really, really special monsters. And I wish everything that was a Link 3 or higher had a bit of a chant, even if it was one-liners like in this episode. I think it would be a really nice touch, and Borolo Dragon's chant was really cool. But the Lightning's Link 3 Armada's Legio Plummin Trident was really, really interesting. It's a new Link 3 monster. As long as it's in the extra monster zone and has its attack doubled, I don't think we know its other effects. I'm sure it's going to have other effects if Lightning, went into it and it was stated as being his new Link monster. Lightning, the best exchange of this duel. Lightning at the very end had a counter to protect Judgment Arrows. And after I was like, oh my god, I can't believe he had a counter prepared. Like, it just shows how smart he is. And Lightning, again, played on that. And Lightning, it's all an act. And Lightning was like, yeah, I mean, I knew that he was going to go after Judgment Arrows. Of course you did. It's so predictable. You go after any person who's dueling you is going to go after Judgment Arrows. You get rid of that spell and your deck all of a sudden and your strategy is completely ruined. So of course you're going to have measures to stop it. And every opportunity that he gets, and we can even see it with this exchange. It's why I loved this exchange so much. Every opportunity Lightning gets to try to put himself higher than the other 5 Ignis, he takes it, and he speaks with such authority and confidence that you believe it. For a split second, I'm like, yeah, this is why Lightning's great. And then it almost took Revolver to get really, really pissed at the end to snap me out of it, where I was like, oh crap, that's right, Lightning is not smarter than the other Ignis. He's a fraud. He literally fooled them all. He's created Bowman for selfish purposes, not because he thinks it's for the best interest of the other Ignis, but it's for the best interest of him, because he's a failed AI, as Revolver put him, and he can't actually coexist with humans. So I thought that was so well at the end, where I'm watching at the very end, and I'm like, man, Revolver's anger actually had to remind me and reteach me everything that I think I know about Lightning, where he's this amazing Ignis, he's this godlike program with free will. That's not the case. It's not the case. He's just completely fake, and the way he speaks and the way he takes those opportunities every time he does something that's really impressive, I thought it was really, really good. So really love that episode, and Lightning's character continues to be a very, very good and interesting antagonist. And to think that he was able to connive his way to be the leader of the Cyberse world when all of the other Ignis, I mean, they're not dumb creations. They're all very, very intelligent Ignis in their own right. And the fact that Lightning was still able to manipulate all of them to let him be the leader and let him have this god superiority complex again to make up for his inferiority, I thought really, really well done. Another thing I want to go over, there was a line where I says, he points at Lightning and he goes, yeah, because he's the world's first AI with instinct. And I read that line, and I thought that was really strange, because the entire show, all we've heard is that I is the one with instinct. That, the Dark Ignis, Playmaker's eye. And DMC, our great translator, did tweet that the translation in this scene is incorrect. What I is actually supposed to be saying is, it's because as Lightning puts it, I'm the world's first AI with instinct. So we had a pretty big mistranslation in the preview for 96, and it's a shame that we actually had a very big mistranslation during the episode, because that happened in a very intense scene, and for like 20 seconds I'm thinking like, whoa, when was that even a thing? I'm almost positive that and so the first thing I did was I actually did go to DMC's page, because I know sometimes he does make updates, at least he did with the preview, and what do you know, there was a tweet from a few hours before that this was an incorrect line. So if anyone was confused about that line, it was a mistranslation. Just wanted to clear that up for people who do not follow DMC on Twitter, or maybe just did not see this. But if you don't follow DMC on Twitter, you 100% should, because he tweets, he's the one who tweets out the spoilers with links. So obviously if you don't want spoilers, you don't have to click the links, but he always tweets some really interesting stuff. So big thank you to him for that. Correcting that mistranslation. So let me know what you guys thought about episode 96 of VRains. Again, I really enjoyed it. I'm really excited to hear from you. I really don't know which way this duel is going to swing, but I'm very excited for episode 97 and for the batch of summaries that are coming out in a couple of days, and to react to Ending 5. I still haven't watched the new ending, so really a lot of VRains content to come, and a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh content to come in general. A special thank you to my Platinum tier patrons Alexa Baker, Glen McGookin, Jorge Carrillo, James Rose, Omni Lord, Thomas Adderley, Samuel Stark, Horace Maye, and Amber Crystal, and to my Diamond tier patrons Bouldergeist and Jesse Wood, and to my Egyptian God tier patrons Syn Cloud and Chris Swan. A huge thank you to everyone who supports me over on Patreon. I cannot tell you how much it helps me out and helps out the channel, and a huge thank you to everyone who just watches these videos, because without you guys, I would not be able to do this. I will talk to you all down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.